Hey guys, it's your humble host, or Chaos You Prefer, so I'm back with another video. So I saw this atrocity making the rounds on both YouTube and the threads when I went to go look it up. I did look up the artist who did this, Esad Ribic. It's from Marvel's Eternals issue 10, and this is supposed to be Tony Stark and Captain Marvel. You'll notice right away how old they look. Just how flippin' old they look. The eyes aren't really open, especially when you zoom in on Captain Marvel's face. Like, that is, as someone put it when I showed them the original image, they thought that the artists were trolling the publishers. I have no freaking idea. But I don't know if I'd call this lazy, rather it being done on purpose, which I don't know why you would do something like this on purpose. I really, really don't. But still, the jawline, the big chin, the dimples, the closed eyes, the lines that show the eyes are sunken in, and the receding hairline, I'm just not sure what was going on. Her chest is a little bit weird, and I'm not saying every female in Marvel or in comic books in general have to have a normal sized chest, but it just, look at this line again. These are a bit small for her, and I've seen the cover. If you look up the cover to issue 10, Eternals, Captain Marvel's on it, and she has some sort of energy bolts coming out of her eyes, and it's really beautifully done. So I'm not sure what the heck happened here, and I'm not sure who did the cover for issue 10, but not only are they slanted a little bit, but they're too small, and it's so weird. I don't understand it. Now let's look at Iron Man. Tony Stark, first off, he looks old. If you zoom in, and I'm trying to see if you guys can see this without it getting too blurry, because the resolution is low, you can see like the scratch marks for when the coloring artist, I believe it's Esad, was coloring in his hair. I don't understand, like, you can do simple hair strokes. They're not that hard to do, especially when you have a tablet. Or you could do a hair-shaped, spiky hair. He just looks old, and I don't know why they have both of their eyes closed. It's just weird. And then let's get on with his body. So there's actually some major problems with it. So first off, the perspective is off. So you see this gold plate right here, and hopefully it's catching my point. It's probably not. So let me just get a red. I'm gonna do a label. Red, yes. Okay. So you see this gold plate right here, and hopefully that is showing up. Okay. And then you see it right here, how it doesn't curve over the shoulder, and then when compared to this part right here, you have somewhat of a disconnect right here, and it's not very good. But it creates a bigger problem going down the image. Because of the perspective is going that way, this arm needs to be further up, if not start right here with the knuckles being the end point right here. And then his legs, oh my goodness. So this leg should be bigger, this one should be smaller. So there's a plethora of issues with this image, and I don't know how this got past the editors. Like, I really don't. So I'm going to show you my edits. I'm not going to go through every single tiny thing and turn on every individual layer. So we'll start with Captain Marvel. So what I did, and her alone took me 4 to 5 hours because I tried to keep the shape of the face, but I had to chop it up multiple times. I actually had to chop her head off and reposition it because when you turn my edit off, let me get this. When you turn my edit off, her head is a little bit too small for her body, her neck, and it's not positioned on there properly, so I had to scoot it over. And I just made a more feminine face, so to speak. And I try to stick with the comic book style. I don't draw the comic book style, as you guys have obviously seen. But I know she has her hair brushed back, exposing her forehead, but there was no way I couldn't do it, I felt, without making her look older than what she was. So I did a mature Captain Marvel, late 30s, possibly early 40s. I don't know how old she's supposed to be in this one. I really don't. But you kind of got like the little dimples of her kind of smiling. She's got a nice, decent smile. Her eyebrows kind of cocked as if she's giving him sass. That's what I took to be going on in this panel. And then, yes, I did fix the chest because, oh my gosh, I don't know why this was a thing. I don't know. Would you give me, stupid program? I don't know why this was a flippin' thing. I really, really don't. It's hard to say whether or not this was done on purpose. Just, my gosh, man. Okay, so let me turn on my edits for Iron Man real quick. So, as you can see, he has eyeballs now. He actually sees. And again, I try to stick with the comic book style, but it's kind of hard to do, and especially because these are low res, so my edits are going to pop out a little bit more on this one. So yeah, his eyes were completely shut for some unknown reason. And then I just kind of opened them up, kind of put the expression there like he's disappointed and kind of lacking self-confidence as it's implied in his talk bubble. And I gave him hair. So yeah, he now has hair, kind of spiky hair, and I kept the strokes as it would have been brushed. So, and I added some highlights. And then I also kind of darkened up his eyebrows and his goatee / mustache. I forgot what you call that combo. And then I didn't fix every single thing wrong with his body. I didn't put it at the shoulder. I just, golly, this was such a hot mess. But what I did do was yank the arm up, if not shrink it just a little bit. But as you can see, the proportions are still freaking bad. Because you have this, which is supposed to be bigger, this entire arm is supposed to be bigger than this one, but you have this section still freaking huge, and it's not supposed to be that big in comparison to this one. So I do not want to take the time to fool with it, as there was already too much going on with this. And then I did fix the legs, so I made this leg bigger, and then I downsized this leg a little bit, so they're more proportioned. But yeah, in a nutshell, those are my edits. As I said, Captain Marvel alone took me 4 to 5 hours because I wasn't entirely sure what to do. And then with Iron Man, the biggest thing wrong was the arm, because the perspective that he had was just such a hot mess. I mean, the body itself is awesome. I don't see an issue really with the coloring of the background. It seems like it's supposed to be a little bit depressing and not so laid out or not so detailed, which is fine. I had no issue with that. But dude, you've got to keep your freaking perspectives, man. Like, this is 3/4, if not 3/5. Again, I'm not an expert. I don't draw comics. But come on, dude, like, Esad Ribiqu's art is a mixed bag, and for those of you who have been around the comic book scene for a long, long time, whether you draw, whether you follow comic book artists, whatever it is, you have heard discussion of comic book artists taking realistic photos of like actors, influencers, and just famous people in general and turning them into comic book characters. So when I looked up Esad Ribiqu's work, it was kind of a mixed bag because I saw some stuff that looked really, really beautiful and really spot on, and then when it came to his hand painted stuff, it just looked like trash. Like there was 2 images of Wolverine that just looked really, really bad, and one image is of a Wolverine looking really, really old, and I don't know if that's what was intended, but he was muscular, but his face just looked atrocious, and it looked like part of his head was missing or too small. And then in the other one, he was wearing a black and white suit, and it just made him look fat. Like the perspective was him lunging at somebody, so you had this front view of him lunging, and it's just like I don't understand the freaking mix that you have with these artists. And actually, let me see while you guys are looking at my edit. I'm going to see if I can find that Wolverine pic I was talking about, because again, I don't understand the shift in quality. If he's doing what all these other comic book artists are doing and just using realistic photos and then manipulating them or editing them, then that's kind of a problem. Let me, yeah, no. Okay, oh, I found it, haha. Okay, so let me switch my screen. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. You have Magneto in the background, and then you have, I'm not sure what's going on with the shoot, like, it's a black and white version, and the shade, and he just looks fat. And I understand the perspective's a bit off, but what is this like overinflated thing that he's wearing? I don't get it. Let me see if I can find the other one for you guys real quick. I'm gonna flip back over to the Photoshop while I dig for this. But yeah, looking at his work, as I said, he has some realistic looking heroes, and then other ones that he goes to paint himself or draw. It just, oh my gosh, I found it. Okay, yep, no, I found it. Oh man, this is bad. And I don't know if this is like a quick thing. I don't know. Hold on, let me flip over for you guys. Okay, so this is what I was referring to. So the paint job is weird. Part of his head should be bigger. I don't want to describe what that looks like, sorry. But as I said, his head should be a little bit bigger in the back. Due to the paint job, he has too many wrinkles in his face. He looks old. And I don't think that was the intent here. The painter is Esad Ribiq. And it just looks like it was a quick paint, but still, like, dude, I don't. He could very well use realistic faces and just kind of manipulate them to make them look like heroes. Many comic book artists do this. Actually, one of the Star Wars comics that just came out, somebody did a comparison of shots from the live action movie that this comic book artist took live shots from the movie and just kind of traced over them. So if you look up Star Wars comics and you notice that there's a weird style going on mixer styles, you have a realistic version, mixed in there with like a cartoony comic version. That's why, is because they were taking realistic stills from the movie. So I don't know how these people, like, I've seen comic book artists actually draw this stuff out, and I understand when you have to belt this stuff out, you do have to find shortcuts, and but you still want to keep the quality there. Like, again, Captain Marvel's face, this had to have been a troll or something, because you purposely have to draw that way to make the character look old. I don't know how they thought she looked young in this, or a confident Carol Danvers. I don't know. There's no way. And then Iron Man, like, this is just lazy hair scratching. There's not even a hairstyle there, and the scratch marks are in several different directions. So, with that being said, I'm going to end it off here before it gets too long. But tell me what you guys think. Is it better? Is it worse? Let me know, and what are your thoughts about what's going on with the comic book stuff in regards to the artists getting caught taking these horrible shortcuts or just being overall lazy? Let me know in the comments below. You guys have a good one.